Serena, what a crazy game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a game very high level. Two teams that are really equal, and two teams that want to attack. So it was a very open game. For me, I thought a little bit too open at times for us. And
why do you think that was?
Yeah, well, because we have many players in front of the ball. We wanted to press high, and if you don't get that right against Germany at moments, and they challenge us tactically too, then they're really dangerous when they move forward. And I also think, if I talk about us, we had moments that we lost the ball, unforced errors, and then they're gone. So we definitely want to do that better. But they had a lot of players in front of the ball all the time too, and that makes them really dangerous when they came close to our goal, but also when we won the ball, then we had opportunities to go forward.
Defensively, what concerned you most about the performance tonight?
Losing the ball at moments we shouldn't lose the ball. I thought our defense started with being tighter on the ball and taking out more unforced errors. And also, of course, we've been challenged because Germany is really good, very physical. If we had taken out those unforced errors more, because it happens in football, but of course, the higher level you have, the less unforced errors you have, then they can't counterattack. And there were moments tactically they challenged us, so we want to press higher, but we need to find out the triggers. When do we wait and be really compact, and when do we go?
As for the penalty incident at the end, which led to Germany's fourth goal, what did you make of that?
Yeah, unfortunately, of course, Hannah dropped the ball. From my vision, but that doesn't count because they got a penalty. Lesja got the ball away, and yes, that was a penalty. So yeah, of course, I haven't seen it. The VAR has looked over it. I found it very, very unlucky.
Bigger picture, work to do.
Oh, absolutely, but I didn't expect not to do anything. No, that's why we play these games. It's top level games. We're being challenged. If we don't get the things really right, we're being exploited. And that's what we want, because we want to see where we are at now. We want to get as much information as possible. Players get playing minutes so they can show where they are at the moment, they can show connections. And that's what we really need moving forward in our preparation for the Euros.
Thanks, Serena.
Thank you.
What a dramatic game.
Yeah, it's one for the fans, but not one for us. Initially my first reaction is I'm disappointed. Obviously, for them to score that early, for them to take the lead that high, it's not like us. It's good that we got back into the game, and then obviously the penalty was a little bit unfortunate, I think. But yeah, it's one that we need to learn off. We knew that Germany were going to come out. We didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, new manager, a lot of changes within their squad, but that just showcases how good they are.
3-0 down after 30 minutes. What was being said on the pitch at that time?
We just needed to adjust our shape. We knew that we couldn't jump out in areas because it left spaces behind us. We needed to be more compact because the way that they were rotating was, disrupting us. But I think as soon as we changed our shape, we were able to get compact, we were able to regain the ball more, we were able to intercept the ball, and then obviously we got them a few times on the counter-attack. I think the first half result was a little bit generous, both sides. I think it could have been 5-5 within going in at half-time. But yeah, I wouldn't say we were the weaker team. I'd say that the teams were pretty even. But obviously the result went to their side.
I was going to ask, why do you think the players weren't quite at it today?
I have no idea. I don't think it's not about us being at it. I think it's just Germany are good. We can't back away from the fact that they're a world-class team. They've won many trophies in the past. They're starting a new campaign just like we are. And obviously we know that we've got things to work on. We need to review this. We need to see how it was, see what things we need to change. And obviously we've got another opportunity on Tuesday to make some adjustments. But yeah, as a whole, I don't think we need to be disappointed too much. This is the start of what's going to be a long year. We've got a long process to be able to be right for the Euros next year, and this is a step in the direction, whether it's a good one or a bad one. It's a way that we can learn.
Thanks, Georgia.
Thank you.
OK, there you go, the thoughts of Georgia Stanway there. What are your thoughts on that? How do you summarise that performance?
I thought we was very fortunate to get away with 4-3. I thought Germany were better than us. Listening to what George was saying, obviously when you're on the pitch you see it differently. I thought the lack of quality, poor decision making, the amount of mistakes. Georgia mentioned there about the closing down and the compact nature in which we should have started. We didn't start that way. We saw the mistake that Leah made, and that put them straight on the front foot. Didn't have enough energy in our midfield to track and chase people down. There wasn't enough energy, and in the end, I think that we were very fortunate to get away with only conceding 4 goals. I think that's easily the worst performance I've seen from the Lionesses defensively.
Disappointed for you, Kaz?
Yeah, mega disappointed. Lost to Germany as well. I agree with Righty. I think conceding 4, that is definitely the worst performance I've seen under Wiegman. Some of the I disagree with Georgia. We didn't get our basics right. I think the scoreline does flatter us. Yeah. I thought we were all over the shop, and I think this is a big game for Serena on Tuesday, because we play South Africa and she's got some big decisions to make, because that's not good enough and that won't retain us our European title. Normally
we're really not critical of Serena Wiegman because she's been so successful with this side, but does she shoulder any of the blame today, particularly team selection?
I think that like I said at the start, she does very much favour and trust the players she knows and likes. I think what we've done here, we've totally underestimated what Germany can do. And what we did show is if we're going to play that lackadaisically and, you know, making the mistakes we made, you know, I didn't think Anna Hampton had a particularly good game as well today, then what will happen is Germany, who are going through a transitional period of starting over again, Laura, they'll punish you. We can't make those mistakes. We're European champions for a reason. We're good enough to be doing that. And we started that game like a team that don't know each other.
I also disagree with the fact that, OK, we knew that Germany had a new manager, but if you watch Germany in the Olympic Games where they got a bronze medal, they were direct and they had quick players. We said before the game that Bull and Brand were going to be rapid and were going to cause us problems. We knew that Bull would cut in on her right foot and would score a goal. We should be knowing this stuff, and their teammates know, but I disagree with that. We didn't know about Germany, because we've seen those players before, and if you go and study any previous games or study the manager that's been with the boys team, you know his style, and they were always going to cause us problems today, and that wasn't good enough, and defensively we were all over the gaff.
That's our starting centre-back partnership there, and we spoke about Leah Williamson before the game and saying that she's not quite up to her usual standards. Is that an area that we really need to look at, Ian?
Well, it's not, what you need is you need your top players to get to their form. Like with Serena, it doesn't matter about minutes, it doesn't matter about how long you've played. If she likes you, she wants you to play. I know that's the England captain, but Alex Greenwood is playing better at the moment. And the way Alex Greenwood takes care of that ball, we probably don't give away that goal. Those things happen for a reason. You pick people for a reason for those reasons.
Mary's probably thinking, thank God I didn't play today.
Well, I mean, by her not playing, what does that say? If you're Mary Epps and you're sat on the sidelines watching that performance, Ian, it's a very important key position, the number one as well.
It is, and you know she's been magnificent for us. And like I said at the start of the game, is that when you're looking at the amount of players that she's stuck with, I was very surprised that Mary, playing 2 games for Paris Saint-Germain recently, didn't start the game. You know, I'm not completely hammering Hannah here, but like she made a couple of mistakes which wouldn't have put her in good stead. Some of her decisions passing out, you know, even for the second penalty, the mistake she made by not grabbing the ball, even though I thought that wasn't a penalty. You know, those kind of mistakes, as you get further in the competition, once you do get to competition, it's going to cost you. Germany showed us that if you're going to play poorly, you're going to get punished.